Today we have with us here with Miss Megha Tata, and thank you, ma'am, for joining us here today. Um,
Okay.
Miss Tata is a very successful and accomplished lady. She is the Managing Director of South Asia Discovery Channel at Discovery Communications India, and she heads many channels. So thank you for being here today, ma'am. I look
Thank
forward to
you.
interacting with you.
My pleasure.
So, ma'am, my first question to you is that, according to you, what are the secrets to being successful? Like, what did you do that you got here?
Okay, I wish there was a easy sort of a formula to this, where you just remove a black book and you've written it down and then you just follow it and life will be so simple. But it's not that. There are multiple facets in your career through various phases of your career which you need to go through to bring about accepting success. And I think before you sort of decide how do you be successful, you need to define what is success for you. That's a very important, because the definition of success is very different for each one of us. Your definition of success to my definition might be very different. It might be same as well. So you need to decipher what do you define as success, and from there you can identify how to get there. So for me, success was driven through, I call them now Megha's 5 P's, and they were the 5 aspects which I have attributed my success to. They are primarily passion, which I think is extremely important in whatever you do. You have to be passionate. You cannot do things for the sake of doing it. You need to love what you do, because once you love what you do, fame, money, all that comes is a byproduct of that. So you need to be driven by passion. Second is prioritization. Okay, so P for prioritization was an extremely important aspect for my success. And when I mean by prioritization is, and especially for a working mother, you have to take those calls uh, over your career depending on what's important at that time for you. It's not necessary, and like I said, there is no black book where you can say this is right or this is wrong. It's what's important at that time. So there have been times, for example, where I have missed a very important client meeting, because at that moment, to be in my, to go and meet, go for a PTA meeting was very important. Yeah. And also I have missed being in my daughter's sports function, because that time, that meeting with a client was even more important. So how do you balance this is very important, and that's where prioritization comes into place. So that to me was the second attribute. The third to me is which has helped me is PR, which I called, it's more like networking, I would say, another word for it, wherein you are creating opportunities to be in a set of networks which only help you, where you can lean into them, where you can imbibe a lot of knowledge and potentially try to grow your understanding of the business you're in. So that would be third. Fourth would be perception. I think it's very important to create, you've got to walk the talk. You can't say this is what you like and then you do something completely different. So you have to speak the language and you believe in, and do the language you believe in. So those are the things you have to really, lead by example. That's a very important part of anyone's success. Don't expect, if you like something, then be that. If you want them to be in a particular way, you be that. So you have to create that, perception about yourself of how you want to be seen. And last but definitely not the least is positive attitude. Without that, you cannot live life. Forget about having a successful life. For me, glass has always been half full, and everyone will go through their ups and downs, and that's a reality. There is no utopia which exists. The fact is that There will be challenges, you will have to go through them, but it's how you see those challenges and come around and fix them. Is a positive attitude can fix that for you. So in my view, these are the 5 key P's, I call them Megha's 5 P's, and which have really helped me to drive to reach the success. And so sorry, it's a long-winded answer for you, but I hope that answers it.
It's a very good answer, and you spoke some very wise words.
Thank you, Prarthna.
So, ma'am, if you had to define the term supergirl, how would you define it?
Supergirl. I think every woman is a supergirl or a superwoman. You are, I mean, without having, you don't have to have magical powers as shown in films to make you super, because being, you don't have to be a superwoman. Being a woman is super. Right, and that to me is the key point to which I want to highlight. And I think I just absolutely respect women who are managing to do so much, and especially everybody. It doesn't have to be a successful corporate woman to say that, okay, wow, she's doing a great job of her life and her family and whatever. Even if you're not, just being a housewife, or in fact, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say just being a housewife. Being a housewife is a bigger, I would say, contribution to the society women are making. So you have to manage that. It's not easy. Try running a house for a day, and you'll realize that it's not easy being a housewife and being a mother on top of that. And the thing is that you don't even get paid for it. So maybe not in cash, but I'm sure the payment comes in kind, in multiple ways of the bonds the woman creates in the house and the family. So I think every woman is super.
That is a very, very nice answer. Thank you, ma'am. So, ma'am, my next question to you is that, being a woman in today's world, it doesn't come as easy as it comes to being a man. So according to you, what are the struggles that women face, and especially in your field of work?
Yeah, so I think struggle is gender agnostic, to be honest. I mean, I don't want to say that men don't struggle. Of course, everybody struggles. Maybe women have a bit more struggle to do based on their gender. So there is a lot of, even today, I mean, when I started my career 30 years ago, it was a very different scenario. It's become much better. I see a lot of change taking place. But is the change enough? Absolutely not. Do we need to do more to address this gender equation and gender diversity which exists in our societies? Absolutely, yes. Where do we begin? With you. Yeah, you're the generation who can make that difference. With me, we are the people who can be the change. And without you and I trying to make this change happen, we can't sit and blame the rest of the world. Because always remember, when you're pointing one finger to somebody, there are 3 pointing back to you, right? So you have to understand that you have to be the change. And in that, not only girls and women, but boys and men too. They have to attitudinally create a change in their mindset. Why do sometimes I've seen some commercials where they show a little girl is playing with dolls, and the boy is sitting with and the girl is trying to help mother in the kitchen, and the boys are sitting with the father in front of a TV and watching TV, and the girls of the house are serving food to them. Why do we need such mindset and this creation approach of creativity to create that mindset in the consumer? So it becomes an important part of our industry as well, to make that sort of fundamental change in how we communicate. So I think it's very, very important to create that gender equation or gender equality, which needs to which has happened and it's moving in the right direction, but I think a lot more can be done.
Yeah, unless we don't make the change in our minds and in our homes, it's not going to reflect anywhere else.
Absolutely.
We need to start with ourselves. So,
Absolutely.
ma'am, where do you think you'll be in life 10 years from now?
Whoa. 10 years. Oh, wow. So, considering I've completed half a century, which means I will be, say, around 10 years from now, close to probably what I want to eventually do in life, which is. So I think I have in the last few years I have started walking the path of spirituality. I work with very deeply involved with the Isha Foundation, which is a foundation started by Sadhguru, who's been my guru now for quite a few years, and he there's a lot of work the foundation is doing on the grass at the grassroots level as well in the field of education and environment. And both my husband and I are very deeply involved with them as volunteers in multiple levels. So I think in about 10 years time, hopefully I would have done my corporate gig, and I don't think so I will ever retire, because that's not me. I want to be doing a lot of things, you know till I probably die. But I would like to do more, I guess, meaningful things for the society and the environment. And in that, I probably see myself getting more deeper involved with the Isha Foundation. So yeah, let's see how that 10 years is a long time.
It's very unpredictable. I mean, I don't think anyone in the whole world would have thought that we'll experience a pandemic.
Absolutely. But you have to accept it, change is the only thing constant, right? As they say. So, this is it. This is the new normal. I keep talking about, the term BC and AC have a new meaning in the new world order. No more is it before Christ and after Christ life. It is about before Corona and after Corona. So, this is the real different world we are walking into. And, I think that's good. There's a lot of good which has come out of this space as well. There's so much fantastic in the world around. You're seeing the environment is blooming. So there's a positive thing in everything.
So, ma'am, you are a very successful and accomplished lady. But is there anything more in life, not related to career, but just generally, that any more goals that you still want to achieve?
Actually, I'm quite happy and satisfied with my life, professionally and personally. I have a wonderful family. My husband and two beautiful daughters. One is 21, one is 18, so they're young girls in the threshold of their lives and their careers. I have a very supportive mother-in-law, fabulous parents who've given me so much, created the foundation of who I am. So I have great family. I love my job. I love what I do. Like I said, my first P is passion. I'm very passionate about what I do, and I'm really passionate about working in discovery as well. So I've really balanced my life, both professionally as well as personally. I don't believe that one has to compromise for the other. We don't have to be in an either or situation. We have to be in an and situation. You've got to have a good professional life and a personal life, and that is completely up to you. You cannot say that I've got so much work, I don't have time for the family, or say, I'm sorry, I neglected work because I was taking care of my family. So you don't have to. It's all up to you. You can make it happen. There are multiple women and men who have managed to keep that work-life balance. It's all up to you. You cannot, whatever you are and whatever happens to you is because of you. So you've not slept well, have you, Prarthna?
I slept late with summer vacation. I mean, how much I'm just, that's what I do these days. I'm just trying to make the most out of the vacation.
Yeah. Okay. So that's, I don't know if I've answered that question.
Yeah, ma'am, you have. It's good to be content with what you have. Otherwise, you'll never be happy. you always want.
So, yeah.
Good to be ambitious, but not to the point where you're always unhappy about it.
True. Yeah.
So, ma'am, COVID-19 is changing everything, and our lives are completely different from what we had imagined them to be. So, how is the pandemic changing your daily, day-to-day routine?
I think it's just like I said earlier, positive attitude. I kept that in mind. Initially, one thought that it might be difficult to manage, but if somebody had told me 3 months ago that you have to run a television network sitting out of home, I would have laughed at them. But we're doing that. We're all running our businesses sitting out of home, and it's possible. So it's like I said, clearly created a new normal. This is the after Corona world. We need to accept it. So I think it's fine. It's also given me a lot of time to spend more time with my family. Working out of home, we've been able to create so many more opportunities to interact with the kids and family, and we managed to have lunch together. I think that's beautiful, something we obviously couldn't when you're at work. So the family having a lunch together, of course we used to always have dinners together, but having lunch together is always beautiful. And cheating a little bit, between two meetings, go and maybe hug my daughters and have a cup of coffee with my husband. I think those are little things, little pleasures we are enjoying, and that's how it is, and I'm actually quite liking it. And of course at some point we'll have to go back to work in some form, but for the moment I think it's all positive. It's not Corona positive, it's positive attitude.
Yes, positive attitude is very important. You can't let yourself be unhappy. What's going to happen is going to happen. So, ma'am, who are your role models? What are the qualities that you admire in them?
I respect all people who have come out of made successes of their lives, not at the cost of things. Like I said, for me, very important to have a balance of work and family. So I really admire such women and men who have managed to do that. So closer home, I really admire my mom. She's an extremely enterprising woman, and even at this age, she's working, and she's a really strongly minded woman who always influenced both me and my sister. My sister, I get inspired by her. She's done a fantastic, managing her career and life. She lives in the US, but she's done extremely well for herself, and she's got a family she manages and a career. So somebody like them, or somebody even like Indira Nui, for that matter. For me, she's in a big inspiration. How she's managed to create a fantastic combination of work and life balance. So these would be closer sort of women who I sort of admire and respect, and otherwise I keep meeting new people. I meet sometimes they're my colleagues, sometimes they're working for me, they're my juniors, they're my peers, my bosses. There are multiple people in my life I keep meeting who I get influenced by. I learn from them. I try to be a sponge. I keep absorbing, and that's a very important trait for everybody to have. Be a sponge. You are a student for life. Remember that. So never can you say that I know it all, because you will never. Okay. So the moment you be open about acknowledging that and absorbing the everything you're seeing and hearing, it's only going to help you. So I would say, I get inspired by many people I meet every day.
Yeah, it's always good to be learning all the time. There's so much to learn.
True. Yeah.
Ma'am, and what is your advice? If you had to give a piece of advice to like your 15-year-old self, what would you tell her?
Like I said, I have two daughters. One is 21 and one is 18. And whether they were 15 or whether they're their age currently, I have always told them the same thing: follow your passion. Passion has been my mantra. Follow that. yeah, and everything else will fall into place. You cannot be in a space which is not making you happy, because if you're not happy, nothing's going to be happy around you. It's you yourself need to be happy about what you do, then things fall into place. You start looking at the world from a different pair of eyes. So that would be my one line sort of answer to anybody that follow your passion.
Yes. And ma'am, um, apart from work, what are some things you enjoy doing?
Oh, lots actually. I'm a big adrenaline junkie. I love crazy adventure sports. So I love. I've done bungee jumping. I've done skydiving. I've done river rafting. And I also ride a motorcycle. So I ride the Bullet 500cc. And my husband's an actual biker. I'm what I call a wannabe biker. So he and I and some like-minded friends who are bikers, we go off on these biking holidays and we ride through. So we've ridden to from Manali to Ladakh. We've done Bhutan. We've done Arunachal Pradesh. The east belt of India. And yeah, so we keep doing these biking holidays. So anything which comes with adventure. So both actually, my daughters and I love crazy adrenaline, and the crazier the roller coaster ride, that's the one I want to be in. So yeah, I love adrenaline. I'm a big adrenaline junkie.
I agree. Me too. I love doing all things like that. And that's the one thing I'm missing about summer vacation, that we probably would have been to amusement parks and on roller coasters. But
Yes, agree. Yeah, I think. I mean, I'm just waiting for when we are able to go out. So I think that's where I think we'll all probably head towards one of those whenever that is possible to go to these crazy parks. Yeah.
So, ma'am, what's your most memorable story or experience from being in this business?
Oh, there's so many, Prarthna. I don't know. I mean, memorable. There are multiple memories, frankly. But I think one of the things which I keep telling people when they ask me, where have you graduated from? I say from Star TV. Because to me, that was my institution of learning. I joined that company very, very long ago. Like, I think it was in 1992. And I was there for about 12 odd years. But I joined that company as a sales coordinator, which was at the lowest rung of the food chain when it comes to corporate, and eventually left the company as a senior vice president. And I think that to me, that journey was amazing learning for me, something which I have always cherished, because that created a foundation who I became professionally, and that on that foundation I've been able to build my other roles in my life, in my career. So yeah, I would say that really definitely influenced me.
So, ma'am, that was my last question to you.
And wonderful, Prarthna. Thank you so much. Hope this was helpful.
Yes, ma'am, thank you so much for being here. I'm sure we all learned a lot today. I did. I learned a lot from you, and I really enjoyed interacting with you.
Fabulous.